Hello and welcome to this Backwards Compatible Comics View. Today we're looking at The Sheriff of Babylon, issue number 3, written by Tom King with art and colours by Mitchell Thomas Gerads, and the cover is by John Paul Leon. Now this is coming out from Vertigo, and as I say, it's the third issue. Coming in at the third issue is quite difficult. This is a procedural story, so I would suggest really going back to issue 1 just because it sets up the whole scene about what's going on. So basically what we're looking at is the Green Zone, controlled in Iraq. There's been a murder. One of the police recruits has been murdered, and our hero, Christopher, is trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Now, this is written by Tom King. Now, Tom King is an interesting character. He's obviously a comic book writer. He's doing things like Grayson and things like that, which are pretty cool, and The Vision as well from Marvel. But he had his old life, he was in the CIA, so there's something about this which has definitely got an air of realism, and that's great. Not to say that there's not a bit of how to put it, there's a little bit of it's probably more intrigue than there is in real life. You never know, I don't know, I suppose. But again, with this issue, it's very procedural. It's very trying to get into the bones about what's going on, but you do get quite a lot of exposition, so it is a little bit of a spoiler, so do be careful. But the one of the main things about it is the art by Gerads right at the end, because you can see there's very much lots of pictures of faces, and they're all very good. There's nothing they're not perfectly like photorealistic, but everybody, you can see who they are no matter what position they're in. Towards the end, there's a great action scene, and that's where the art just goes wow, straight away, bang, and it really does pick up completely. But again, not to put aside the fact that, again, each character is so well drawn, the fact you can distinguish them quite easily, which is a very important thing, I think, in a story like this. Again, the intrigue and stuff that's going on, again, it's very difficult to describe without completely spoiling it. But again, you've got to think that this is a highly politicised zone. You've got factions within the Iraqi population, within the American forces, everything else, all fighting against each other or fighting with each other. You really don't know sometimes who's on whose side and who's not, and that's where the depth of the story really comes to the fore. So for me, this is really a series that you should start from the beginning. Coming in at 3's fine. You will pick up most of it. You just got to think that there's definitely been a murder and that sort of thing. You will lose. So I'm going to suggest to go back to number 1, but you won't be completely lost here. But this is definitely a series worth paying attention to. It's odd because it was originally solicited as the Sheriff of Baghdad, but they had some issues, so it was changed to the Sheriff of Babylon, which is actually quite good because of the historical name of Baghdad, which is brilliant actually. So it's worked out in their favour in some ways. But definitely for me, this is definitely a great series coming out of Vertigo and definitely worth picking up. So thank you very much. Do take care, and we'll see you again. Please leave a comment if you like this series or not. Anything you want to know, anything you want to ask, I'll try to answer in the things below. Obviously, if there's spoilers, we will be careful with those as well. So do take care. Thank you very much, and good night.